Now, 9th standard as well as for 10th also the same, but ideally what we do from the classes for 10th, we go not with units as such, we don't go with each and every lesson and everything, because our basic target for 10th is the board examinations. But for 9th, it's very simple, it's very simple. We will go as per unit wise. Every unit, if you go with the contents that you have, this is your English textbook, okay, this is Beehive English textbook. This is being called as Beehive. Now, this being a bit literature English, the words will be a bit different. The words will have detailed meanings. They might be a bit difficult as well. But if you go each and every lesson, if in case even I need it, I will be definitely referring Oxford Dictionary. So there is no harm and there is no guilt in saying that English is a depth. In case even if I have a problem, we will refer it clearly. No shame in this. Even you should have this habit. Always remember, right next to you, carry a mobile. Have it for the right usage. Any word you find difficult, check it out, get the meaning clearly, but don't go for blank reading. Coming back to the contents part, every unit will have 3 lessons and 3 poems. On an average, every unit will have 3 lessons and 3 poems. So our unit 1 has got how many lessons? Has got lesson 1, The Fun They Had by Isaac Asimov. Lesson 2, it has got 2 parts, Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan. And lesson 3, it also has got 2 parts. Lesson 3 is directly one lesson called as Little Girl by Catherine Mansfield. In the lesson, in the contents part, if you see, you have the poems as well. Poem 1, The Road Not Taken. Poem 2, Wind by Subramanya Bharati. And poem 3, Rain on the Roof by Cots Kinley. My suggestion is very simple. We will go completely 1 lesson, 1 poem. 1 lesson, 1 poem. So we will have a simple understanding. Am I right, everybody? There won't be any unnecessary chaos somewhere here and there. We will go in detail. Don't worry. So directly with the lesson. I won't discuss the rest of the contents. I'll go with the lesson now. Now, Beehive, a textbook in English for class 9, is based on new syllabus frame English, which was prepared as a follow-up to the National Curriculum Framework 2005. The curriculum calls for an approach that is rich in comprehensive input and adopts a language across the curriculum multilingual perspective. This reader aims at helping the child to read for meaning and to learn to communicate in English with confidence. Okay, simple. Over here they have given what does English exactly need. Okay, I'm also giving you the brief understanding. Number 1, English needs concentrative reading. Number 1. Number 2, English needs good amount of vocabulary. Number third, along with good amount of vocabulary, English also needs mode of expression. And number 4, it needs writing skill. See, you can read better, you can understand better, but if unfortunately you are not able to write it properly, this is going to be going for a toss. So make sure you are able to write better. लेकिन अच्छा लिखने के लिए आपको अच्छा पढ़ना जरूरी है. What to read in English? कुछ नहीं. I am not going to be the one to keep on telling my children, कि read books only, read textbooks, read this book, read that book. कुछ नहीं, कुछ भी पढ़ो. Read from anywhere, any source possible. Read cartoons, no problem. Read magazines, no problem. You like Bollywood movies, read for that. You like sports, read on that. You like read something regarding informative of technological, scientific aspect, read that. Any source, any platform, I won't force, but padho. You'll read better, my dear friends. You'll be able to understand better. Clear, everyone? Let's go with the next part. And automatically, अगर आप लोग अच्छा पढ़ोगे, आपकी vocabulary increase होगी, you'll understand new words, and once you'll understand new words, you'll be able to put it very clearly. नए words से you'll be able to understand as well. At the same time, usage of new words shows style of English. English is style, which I believe every one of you should definitely be able to get used to it. और इंग्लिश का पेपर इजी रहेगा, मार्क इट, लर्न एज आई एम टेलिंग यू. श्योर अबाउट इट? यस, लेट्स गो फर्दर. ओके, पहला यूनिट है द फन दे हैड. पहला यूनिट का फर्स्ट लेसन इज द फन दे हैड. This story takes us to the world for the future where computers will play a major role. Let the children talk freely about how they imagine the schools of the future and their own children might go to. You might want to explain the ideas of virtual reality and virtual classroom. The term virtual reality refers to reality created by computer software. Virtual classroom is not a real classroom, but one where learning is through a computer software or an internet. So, what is the meaning of virtual reality? Refers to reality or the situation created by computers, software and internet. And virtual classroom is not the real classroom, but classroom created with the help of virtual medium like computers, technology and internet is called as virtual classroom. Unfortunately, fortunately, what we are doing right now is virtual classroom only. Am I right? सही बात है ना. आप लोग किधर भी बैठ के you are able to listen to me, you are able to understand what I am trying to teach you. At night you felt you are not able to sleep well. कभी कभार ऐसा लगा कि पढ़ाई नहीं, मतलब नींद नहीं आ रही, तो यू कैन स्टडी समथिंग बेटर. एम आई राइट? अपार्ट फ्रॉम वॉचिंग, प्लेइंग गेम्स ऑन मोबाइल, पबजी एंड एवरीथिंग, यू कैन रीड इट एनी टाइम, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ वर्चुअल क्लास. ओके, कमिंग बैक. The fun they had, okay, robotic teacher learning through computers, virtual classrooms. Okay, then there will be moving e-text, that is online text as well, commercial text patterns. Okay, now we'll read. Margie even wrote about it that night in a diary. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving, and the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. And then we turned back to the page before it had the same words on it that it had when they read it for the first time." Okay, students, I'm being very clear. There are a few lessons from your unit which, if I keep on reading, might find boring. End of the day, important is to understand lesson. Yes or no? Yes. So दिया क्या है? There is a character called as Maggie. Okay. And the character is Tommy. Okay, and Margie says that Margie is being told that Tommy has found some old book. Okay, Tommy has found some old book, and they are trying to tell that this book probably belonged to the time and the age of the grandfather and the grandparents. It's a very old book. Okay, and in this book, it's an old book because the reality is 2157. That is 2157th year. मतलब right now we're in 2020. That is going to be 100 years later on. What happens is Margie found this very clearly that this is a very old book, and the old book that she is referring is probably during our times when we are used to reading books. So books have been playing the most important role. But that time Margie says that we are in situations where books are no more used. We are all robotics. We are all using robotic means and mediums. And so books are of no use, but still I have found one book which is old. Did you understand this? Yes. So eventually they start reading for something from it. Margie was scornful. School, what's there to write about school? I hate school. And now Margie says that this is an old book, agreed. But now there was something which she got to old schools also. Because in her age, in 2157, she's referring to 100 years old references when right now we have schools. After 100 years, there might not be schools, there might be virtual classrooms straight away. So she is referring to those points and events which make it very clear that today, apart from virtual reality, there is nothing that is going to be existence. But this is what Margie is telling when she is assuming herself, or she is finding herself in which year 2157. Did you understand this? So for her age in 2157, that is exactly 150 years from here on, there will be a lag behind. For her, we will be a thing of great history. Am I right? Yes. And that's why she's saying, I don't like to go to school, I'm happy studying at home, getting up at my own times, nicely watching a movie, watching as well as studying at simple click of a button and touch of a screen. So she's more techno savvy oriented. This is what she's giving us a reality of what will happen in future from the current scenario. Okay everyone, yes. So this is how the lesson was all about. They had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. How could a man be a teacher? So told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. So this is also referring to the place or the classroom or schools where teachers used to come and teach and leave. Everyone used to go home. But in her age, in her time of virtual classrooms, there is no teacher who comes at her place. The teacher comes to her, but the teacher meets Maggie through a virtual meeting, that's computer. So she finds teacher on her screen but not in reality. So this is what she's trying to say. Okay, yes. So this is what the text was all about. This is what is the lesson. The lesson is simple about virtual reality and virtual classrooms. The lesson is about simple virtual reality and virtual classrooms. Lesson में कुछ ज़्यादा important नहीं. It's a simple understanding that how the existing and the things of today's importance like schools, books, or whatever is done in physical form, is everything going to get converted into virtual realities in coming years. Probably in few next generations it will be all virtual and we will be living a robotic lifestyle. Clear everybody? That's it. Okay, now if we go with the activity based questions, students, one-liners, question answers and everything, these are very simple to be discussed. You will be reading them in your notes as well, which will be in the description box, so don't worry with those parts. Okay, let's go with the adverbs now. Activity based questions, will be concentrating it very well. Now use these adverbs to fill the blanks in the sentences below. ये adverbs दिए हैं, you have to fill them in the sentences below. The report must be read dash so that performance can be improved. Report must be read carefully. At the interview, Samir answered our questions dash shrugging his shoulders. Samir answered our questions quickly, or the answer can be nonchalantly. We all behave dash when we are tired or hungry. We all behave differently. The teacher shook her head dash when Ravi lied to her. The teacher shook her head sorrowfully. I dash forgot about it. I awfully forgot about it. So students, these are the activity based questions which are done, and these are what are linked with your adverbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a part of speech which states that a name of a person, place, animal or thing. Clear everybody? So these are the activity based questions. Make adverb forms of these adjectives. Students, इसमें भी आपको notes मिलेंगे wherein there will be adverb forms clearly being stated. Okay, now make adverbs from these adjectives. Angry, example कर रहा हूँ मैं, angry, angrily. Merry, merrily. Easy, easily. Tidy, tidily. Happy, happily. Sleepy, sleepily. Noisy, noisily. Gloomy, gloomily. So next one, if not and unless. Now please remember everybody, if not and unless are the two words which show condition. Okay, unless and until, yet and until, if so, these are the condition forms. So these are the ones to be made clearly. Now next questions. Okay, the other part of the sentence tells us about a possible result. It tells us what will happen if something else does not happen. Okay, now these two sentences again in the following examples. There won't be any books left unless we preserve them. Okay, you won't learn your lessons if you don't study regularly. Tommy will have an accident unless he drives more slowly. Complete the following conditional sentences. Use the correct form of the word. If I don't go to Anu's party, then then I might lose her friendship. If you don't telephone the hotel to order food, then if you don't telephone, then we might be hungry. Unless you promise to write back, I won't reply you. So these are the simple things that can be done. Okay. Next is the writing skills part. This we can study. Writing skills का हम एक अलग section बनाएंगे. Now always remember, The grammar part from your portions, you will be getting a different book in the descriptions clearly. आपको book send करूँगा मैं, you will be having a clear cut book part into it to study. Please make sure you refer it and keep on reading it regularly. That will form the basics. Clear everyone? Simple topic, highlight किया. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes.